have the honor of introducing our chief guest, Mr. Yan Naveen Sir. BE is a correspondent of Devi Kalakendra Nursery and Primary School, Bhutipuram. Did his college engineering in electronics and communication from Karpagam College of Engineering, Coimbatore. Got patent from Government of India for an invention regarding automation of fertilizer in agriculture field, and the concern patent number 542618. And he is not only an administrator but also an UPSC aspirant pursuing civil services exam, cleared the written exams and appeared for interview in Intelligence Bureau for an officer post under the Ministry of Home Affairs. Appeared for the Short Service Commission interview for the post of Lieutenant under Ministry of Defence in 2018, where he has his dedication to transforming education is admirable, and we are excited to hear his words today. Let's give him a warm welcome for the presidential address.
Good evening, parents, respected correspondent sir, respected chief guest ma'am, respected parents, teachers and students. Good evening, everyone. I am here to clarify a small thing about education within 10 minutes. Okay, let me directly start my speech. Can anyone say what is the purpose of the education? According to you, what is the purpose of the education? Please, anyone, you just tell your opinion. Please sir, please ma'am, kindly tell, according to you, what is the purpose of education? Any guess? If you are interested, you may raise your hands, because from you only I could proceed my speech. Please, just raise your hands. Please stand up, ma'am. Please stand up. Stand up. Mic is coming. Yes, ma'am.
நாலேஜ் அப்கிரேட் பண்ணிட்டு அப்புறம் சோஷியலிஸ்டாக எல்லாருமே சேர்ந்து ஒரு இடத்துல ஒன்றா வந்து கற்றுக்கிறது.
ஓகே மேம், ஓகே ஓகே மேம், தேங்க்யூ மேம். எனி அதர் பேரண்ட்? இஃப் யூ ஆர் willing, you please raise your hands. Yes ma'am, please.
Understanding the peers group, understanding the world discipline.
Okay ma'am, okay ma'am, okay ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, parents. You both were right, you both were relevant. Let me give some other clarification regarding this. The ultimate aim of education is knowledge. We all know that is knowledge, but we don't know what is knowledge. That is the problem here. What we are thinking is that if a student is getting a good mark or getting first second mark, then he has a good knowledge. We are thinking like that. But an average student or a below average student, what we think is that he or she don't have knowledge because he is not getting good marks. I need to clarify one thing. There is no relationship between knowledge and mark. In general, what we are thinking is that if a student is scoring good marks or he is a topper, he has a good knowledge. And if other students are getting less mark, she or he don't have a good knowledge. We must have a clarity on this. Knowledge is something that is which we study and which we apply in our daily life. For example, you may take this Tirukural. With the explanation of the Tirukural example, you may understand the difference between mark and knowledge. If a 4th standard student is there and if you are teaching 10 Tirukurals to him or she, and if that student is writing the 10 Tirukurals without any mistake, he will be getting a good mark. But we can't say that student has gained the knowledge of the Tirukural. But if a student is there, he is not writing the 10th Tirukural in a correct manner, but he is utilizing the principles of the Tirukurals in his day-to-day life, then we could say that child has a knowledge. Can you understand the difference, ma'am? Can you understand the difference? Simply mugging up the concepts and gaining the marks, okay, but in long term it will not help, it will not be helpful. But if you are studying the principles and if you are utilizing the concepts to solve a daily life problems, then here comes the knowledge. While introducing me, they told I have done an invention and I have got a patent for me. And do you know how I got that patent? In engineering, there is a subject known as embedded system. Embedded system means just programming, okay? But programming in it is just something programming, and we will be controlling the hardwares with the help of that programming. Other students also were studying that programming, but I also was studying. But what I did was that with the help of this programming, I was able to solve a small problem in our agriculture field. We had a small problem of low yield in our agriculture field. When we were analyzing these things, the main nutrients that should be present in the soil was low. What I thought was that instead of manually checking these data, if you are automatically with the help of some machines, if you are checking this data, it would be helpful. So what I did is that, like other students, I also studied embedded, but I applied that embedded concept to solve a problem of real life. Here comes knowledge. Okay, can you identify the difference between knowledge and mark? And this is the difference. Applying the concept of daily life in our, applying the concepts which you study in our daily life is knowledge. And you are fortunate to put your students in this school, because in Theni district there are more than 100 schools, 100 matriculation schools. But what is the peculiarity of this KAS Montessori public school is that they are creating a children to solve the day-to-day life problems. And how is that is through their teaching. Like other schools, they are not teaching with just a book. Okay, with just a book they are not teaching. They are teaching with the help of TLM materials. These teaching aids materials, these materials helps the students to understand the concept more. This understanding will be helpful for them to solve the real life problem in the future. Okay, so this you are fortunate to put your child in the school, because they are learning the art of problem solving with the help of the concepts which they learn. And there is a report, UN report, and the name of the UN report is Human Development Index. In Human Development Index, they used to calculate the education of a student, then health of the people, and the gross national income of the student, of the people, with these three parameters: education, health, and income. They used to calculate these three parameters, and they will be giving a report. And what they are saying is that in this report, Scandinavian countries like Finland, Sweden, Norway, such countries are getting first top 10 places. But whereas India's position is rank number 134. So the reason behind this is that they are giving knowledge based education, but in our country we are following mark based education. Mark is important, no issue in it, but more than mark, what is more important is knowledge. Okay, so try to inculcate those knowledge. You just make your child to learn the concept, and you just try to use those concepts in day-to-day life. Okay. And there are many examples in the present world who mastered their career with the help of knowledge. For example, in a layman term, how many of you used to see Mr. Madambatti Rangarajan sir in the YouTube shorts? Madambatti Rangarajan in YouTube shorts. What he is doing? He is doing just a catering business. But how he is doing it? With the help of the knowledge which he got from his father, he is doing it. And at the same time, there are many examples like Mr. Ratan Tata sir. Such notable people will be using their knowledge instead of their academic marks. What I am coming to say is, knowledge is more important, and with the help of the knowledge you can master everything. For example, you take the example of Mr. Sachin Tendulkar sir and Abdul Kalam sir. Both had knowledge, but they identified the field in which they had the knowledge, and they utilized the knowledge in that. For example, if you ask a Sachin Tendulkar sir to do something in aerospace, would he be able to do it? No. At the same time, if you are asking Abdul Kalam sir to do something in cricket, will he be able to do? No. But what they did was that they identified their passion and identified the area in which they had the knowledge, and with the help of that knowledge they developed their career. Likewise, you too just find in which area your child is more passionate and interested. If they are passionate and interested, and automatically in that field they will be developing a knowledge. For example, if your child is more interested in farming, let him do farming, let him learn more about farming, and he may convert that farming into a business, no issue. But you should not restrain him. You may think that farming will not be a good business, in future farming will not give him a good money. So you should not think like that. You just identify the area of the interest of your child and you just develop the knowledge in it, then your child will have automatically a good future. And this school, this KS Montessori Public School, is providing knowledge based education, and I am very glad to tell this. And with this I would like to end up my speech. Ultimately, give more importance to knowledge. Mark is matter, no issue, but more than mark, knowledge is matter. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring speech. We are fortunate to have had the chance to hear from both of your esteemed guests today.